Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Millennium TV News. This is Rofik Pramanik with top stories. Obama awarded the 2016 Presidential Medal of Freedom. Trump keeping open mind on pulling out of climate accord. Trump departs after meeting at New York Times. Europe on alert after US travel warning. As violence escalates in Myanmar, hundreds more flee. Pro-Brexit protesters want to leave the EU. Those are the headlines, now the detail. US President Barack Obama awarded the 2016 Presidential Medal of Freedom, the highest civilian honor in the United States, to 21 key figures at a star-studded ceremony at the White House on Tuesday. Obama presented the prestigious medal to Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates and his wife Melinda for philanthropic work, former basketball players Michael Jordan and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and actors Tom Hanks, Robert De Niro and Robert Redford. The medal is given annually to those who have made outstanding contribution to the national interest of the United States, to security, world peace, cultural or other significant public or private endeavors. US President-elect Donald Trump said on Tuesday he was keeping an open mind on whether to pull out of a landmark international accord to fight climate change in a softening of his stance toward global warming. Trump told the New York Times in an interview that he thinks there is some connectivity between human activity and global warming, despite previously describing climate change as a hoax. A source on Trump's transition team told Reuters earlier in this month that the New York business was seeking quick ways to withdraw the United States from the 2015 Paris Agreement to combat climate change. US President-elect Donald Trump meets with journalists from the New York Times on Tuesday, hours after he posted on Twitter that he was cancelling the meeting. US President-elect Donald Trump reported the New York Times on Tuesday after meeting with journalists. During the meeting, Trump condemned an alt-right conference in Washington over the weekend where some members performed a Hitler salute and hailed Trump's after a speech about white nationalism. "I condemn them, I disavow and I condemn," Trump said in a New York Times interview in New York, according to a reporter's tweet post. European shops and markets are tightening security ahead of Christmas after a US warning to its citizens to be vigilant amid an increased threat of terror attacks. The holidays are starting, but good cheer is in short supply. Christmas markets in Europe have tightened security following US travel warnings to its citizens over an increased threat of terror attacks at holiday venues. The organizer of one Berlin Christmas market says everyone's preparing. Hundreds more Rohingya Muslims are fleeing Myanmar as violence between the government and rebels rises. China says it has given shelter to more than 3,000 people.
大约有3000名缅甸边境的民众为逃避战乱进入到了中国的境内。出于人道主义考虑，中国地方政府对其进行了妥善的安置，有关的受伤人员也被送往医院进行救治。
Brexit supporters rally outside Parliament on Wednesday, demanding lawmakers to begin formal negotiation for leaving the European Union.
We are here to remind our elected representatives that the country voted to leave. Get on with it.
What do we want? Brexit! Why do we want it? No!
Viewers, we'll take a short break. Stay with us.
ফ্রেন্ডস ডেভেলপমেন্ট
একটি স্বপ্নের ঠিকানা, একটি সুন্দর আবাসস্থল। ফ্রেন্ডস ডেভেলপমেন্ট আপনার স্বপ্নের বাস্তব রূপ দেয়।
নতুন ডুপ্লেক্স, অ্যাপার্টমেন্ট, কমার্শিয়াল বিল্ডিং নির্মাণের জন্য নির্ভরযোগ্য একটি প্রতিষ্ঠান।
ফ্রেন্ডস ডেভেলপমেন্ট
অত্যাধুনিক ডিজাইন, সর্বশেষ প্রযুক্তির সমন্বয়ে আমাদের কর্মতৎপরতা কনক্রিট, সিমেন্ট আর ইস্পাতের মজবুত বন্ধনে
গড়ে উঠুক আপনার বাড়ি। রোদ বৃষ্টি সহ সকল বৈরিতার বিরুদ্ধে করি সঠিক ট্রিটমেন্ট।
আপনার শহরের প্রাইম লোকেশনে রয়েছে আমাদের অ্যাপার্টমেন্ট।
আপনার কষ্টার্জিত টাকা এবং আমাদের নির্ভেজাল শ্রমে নির্মিত হোক আপনার স্বপ্নের বাড়িটি। আপনার জীবন হোক সুন্দর এবং আনন্দময়।
আমাদের ঠিকানা ফ্রেন্ডস ডেভেলপমেন্ট, 211 ইস্ট 43 স্ট্রিট, সুইট বি, 507, নিউ ইয়র্ক, NY 10017, ফোন 718-893020।
ইমেল friendsdevelopment@optimum.net। নিশাদ ট্রেডিং একটি আন্তর্জাতিক মানের গার্মেন্টস প্রোডাক্ট আমদানি ও রপ্তানিকারক প্রতিষ্ঠান। ইউরোপ, এশিয়া ও আমেরিকা সহ বিশ্বের নানা স্থানে বাইং, মার্চেন্টাইজিং এবং ম্যানুফ্যাকচারিং করে থাকে। সর্বাধুনিক প্রযুক্তিতে তৈরি বিভিন্ন ডিজাইনের পোশাক বাজারজাতকরণ এবং বিপণন এই প্রতিষ্ঠানের লক্ষ্য। প্রতিষ্ঠানের বৈশিষ্ট্য: উন্নতমান নিশ্চিতকরণ, টেকসই পণ্যের নিশ্চয়তা, নির্ধারিত সময়ে পণ্য সরবরাহ, লেনদেনের স্বচ্ছতা ও বিশ্বস্ততা। যোগাযোগের ঠিকানা: USA কর্পোরেট অফিস, 1747 থার্ড স্ট্রিট সুইট 215, জ্যাকসন হাইট, নিউ ইয়র্ক, NY 11372। বাংলাদেশ কর্পোরেট অফিস, বাড়ি নং 145, সপ্তম তলা, রোড নম্বর 12, ব্লক জি, দক্ষিণ বনশ্রী, খিলগাঁও, ঢাকা 1219।
Once considered a threat, China suddenly seems globally friendly as presidential-elect Donald Trump risks up TPP and threatens to back out of the Paris climate change deal. As Tara Joseph reports, Beijing is all aware of its growing opportunity on the world stage.
Front and center at the APEC Global Trade Summit, then a high-profile sit-down with Chile's Prime Minister. Xi Jinping is basking in the glow of what looks like an increasingly globally minded China, just as President-elect Trump hammers home his message of putting America first. I'm Reuters correspondent Tara Joseph in Hong Kong. When it comes to key global initiatives, suddenly China looks a whole lot friendlier in the face of what some see as growing isolationism in the United States. Just as Donald Trump announced plans to tear up the Trans-Pacific Partnership, China confirmed that it's pushing ahead with plans for its own Asia-wide trade deal. And with the U.S. president-elect threatening to withdraw from the Paris climate change agreement, China is making it clear it wants to continue fighting for a low-carbon future. The official line in Chinese state media is that the country has no intention of stepping into America's shoes when it comes to global leadership, although Beijing is clearly aware of its own growing influence. China's ability to lead the world is a long way from the U.S., says one high-profile editorial, but it's a fact that China's power is increasing fast. It's early days in what some are calling the dawn of a new geopolitical chapter, but coupled with China's aggressive pushes into the South China Sea, Latin America, and Africa, a more inward-looking Trump America could fit neatly into Beijing's long-term playbook. For now, in the words of China's top diplomat Wang Yi, we are trying to play a bigger role in the existing international order.
Amateur video shows clashes between Islamic State forces and Iraqi government troops in villages around Mosul. Iraqi government troops are slowly working to push the forces of Islamic State or IS out of the Mosul region, one village at a time. These troops say they have surrounded a house where an IS fighter is holed up. Later, they show a body they say is that fighter. Iraqi commanders believe that no more than 6,000 IS militants remain in the area, facing a coalition of 100,000 Iraqi, Kurdish and Shiite forces. The troops are trying to surround Mosul and cut off access to areas still held by IS. Iraqi commander Abu Mahdi al-Mundasin says they have almost reached that goal. A new negotiated deal to be signed on Thursday will be submitted to Congress rather than put to popular vote. Peace accord with the Revolutionary Armed Forces of Colombia rebels after a previous deal was rejected in a referendum last month. President Juan Manuel Santos and Affairs Chief Rodrigo London are to sign the agreement in Bogota's Colon Theatre on Thursday at 11 a.m. A statement released by government peace negotiators said the agreement is expected to be approved by the country's Congress, where the ruling center-right coalition National Unity has a majority. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina on Wednesday offered ziyarat at the shrines of Hazrat Shahjalal Rahmatullah Alai and Hazrat Shahpuran Rahmatullah Alai in Sylhet. A VVIP flight of Bangladesh Biman carrying the Prime Minister landed at Osmani International Airport at 11 a.m. on a day-long visit to join the flag-raising ceremony on the newly established 11 Infantry Brigade under 17 Infantry Division of the Bangladesh Army. Finance Minister M.A. Mohit, Agriculture Minister Begum Motia Chaudhry, Awami Advisory Council member and chairman of the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Law, Justice and Parliamentary Affairs Ministry, Sharanjit Chan Gupta and others. Viewers, we will take a short break. Stay with us. We are back in a moment.
ফ্রেন্ডস ডেভেলপমেন্ট
একটি স্বপ্নের ঠিকানা, একটি সুন্দর আবাসস্থল। ফ্রেন্ডস ডেভেলপমেন্ট আপনার স্বপ্নের বাস্তব রূপ দেয়।
নতুন ডুপ্লেক্স, অ্যাপার্টমেন্ট, কমার্শিয়াল বিল্ডিং নির্মাণের জন্য নির্ভরযোগ্য একটি প্রতিষ্ঠান
ফ্রেন্ডস ডেভেলপমেন্ট।
অত্যাধুনিক ডিজাইন, সর্বশেষ প্রযুক্তির সমন্বয়ে আমাদের কর্মতৎপরতা কনক্রিট, সিমেন্ট আর ইস্পাতের মজবুত বন্ধনে
গড়ে উঠুক আপনার বাড়ি। রোদ বৃষ্টি সহ সকল বৈরিতার বিরুদ্ধে করি সঠিক ট্রিটমেন্ট।
আপনার শহরের প্রাইম লোকেশনে রয়েছে আমাদের অ্যাপার্টমেন্ট।
আপনার কষ্টার্জিত টাকা এবং আমাদের নির্ভেজাল শ্রমে নির্মিত হোক আপনার স্বপ্নের বাড়িটি। আপনার জীবন হোক সুন্দর এবং আনন্দময়।
আমাদের ঠিকানা ফ্রেন্ডস ডেভেলপমেন্ট, 211 ইস্ট 43 স্ট্রিট, সুইট বি, 507, নিউ ইয়র্ক, NY 10017, ফোন 718-893020।
ইমেল friendsdevelopment@optimum.net। নিশা ট্রেডিং একটি আন্তর্জাতিক মানের গার্মেন্টস প্রোডাক্ট আমদানি ও রপ্তানিকারক প্রতিষ্ঠান। ইউরোপ, এশিয়া ও আমেরিকা সহ বিশ্বের নানা স্থানে বাইং, মার্চেন্টাইজিং এবং ম্যানুফ্যাকচারিং করে থাকে। সর্বাধুনিক প্রযুক্তিতে তৈরি বিভিন্ন ডিজাইনের পোশাক বাজারজাতকরণ এবং বিপণন এই প্রতিষ্ঠানের লক্ষ্য। প্রতিষ্ঠানের বৈশিষ্ট্য: উন্নতমান নিশ্চিতকরণ, টেকসই পণ্যের নিশ্চয়তা, নির্ধারিত সময়ে পণ্য সরবরাহ, লেনদেনের স্বচ্ছতা ও বিশ্বস্ততা। যোগাযোগের ঠিকানা USA কর্পোরেট অফিস, 1747 থার্ড স্ট্রিট সুইট 215, জ্যাকসন হাইট, নিউ ইয়র্ক, NY 11372। বাংলাদেশ কর্পোরেট অফিস, বাড়ি নং 145, সপ্তম তলা, রোড নম্বর 12, ব্লক জি, দক্ষিণ বনশ্রী, খিলগাঁও, ঢাকা 1219।
Bangla Daily Amardesh acting editor Mahmud Rahman was released on bail from Kashimpur jail on Wednesday noon. He walked out of Kashimpur jail part 2 at about 1 p.m., said jailer Nasir Ahmed. On November 1, the Appellate Division of the Supreme Court upheld a High Court order that granted bail to Mahmud Rahman in a case filed in connection with the plot to abduct and kill Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's son Sajib Wajid Joy in the United States. With the order, the journalist secured bail in all 70 cases filed against him. On September 7, the High Court granted bail to Mahmud in the case. Earlier on May 9 this year, a court here sent him to jail in the case. The case was filed with Palton Police Station on August 3, 2015 for attempt to abduct and kill Joy. Also the ICT advisor to the Prime Minister. Police arrested Mahmud from his Karan Bazar office on April 11, 2013. Bangladesh has expressed deep concern at the continued deteriorating situation in the Rakhine state of Myanmar due to the ongoing actions by the Myanmar armed forces, causing dire consequences to people and its implications for Bangladesh. Myanmar ambassador to Bangladesh, Myo Mint, then was called to Ministry of Foreign Affairs in the afternoon on Wednesday to meet Ambassador Kamrul Hassan, Secretary who conveyed the government's concern. The secretary informed the ambassador that desperate people from the Rakhine state are entering Bangladesh due to the humanitarian situation, seeking safety and shelter across borders. Hassan urged the ambassador to request his government to take urgent appropriate measures so that Muslim minorities in the Rakhine state are not forced to seek shelter across the border. Viewers, now the news on environment, science and technology. The worst drought in 25 years is gripping Bolivia as the government allocates extra funds to help alleviate water shortage. A truck carrying water arrives at a school in La Paz, Bolivia. A hard-hitting drought, the country's worst in 25 years, is affecting large swaths of the country. Bolivia's Ministry of Education has called for schools like this one to close early to prevent infection from spreading. Some 125,000 families have been affected. Most neighborhoods in the capital are getting water supply just 3 days a week. A satellite that is expected to revolutionize weather forecasting launches from Cape Canaveral on a United Launch Alliance Atlas V rocket. A US weather satellite that will revolutionize forecasting blasted off from Florida Cape Canaveral on Saturday, promising to deliver continuous high-definition views of hurricanes and other storms over the Western Hemisphere. A detailed stream of images provided by the satellite is expected to sharpen weather forecast, provide more advanced warning of floods and better tracking of wildfires, plumes and volcanic ash clouds. Carried atop an Atlas V rocket, the GOESR satellite lifted off from Cape Canaveral Air Force Station at 6:40 p.m. Once in position 22,300 miles above the equator, GOESR is designed to take a complete picture of the hemisphere every 5 minutes while simultaneously zooming in on specific regions to monitor fires, volcanic eruptions, heavy rainfall and storms. Many species will not be able to adapt fast enough to survive climate change, say scientists. A study of more than 250 plants and animals suggests their ability to adapt to changes in rainfall and temperature will be vastly upset by future climate change. Amphibians, reptiles and plants are particularly vulnerable, according to US researchers, and tropical species are at higher risk than those in temperate zones. Some animals might be able to move graphically to cope with rising temperature, but others live in isolated areas where they cannot move, such as in nature reserves or on mountains or islands. Ecologists analyzed how quickly species had changed their climatic niche, where they can survive over time, and how these rates compared with that of global warming. Wildfires continue to rage in Peru, killing hundreds of cattle and threatening to where that was the inspiration for the Paddington Bear children's books. For more than a week, wildfires rage in Peru. At least 2 people have died. Authorities have declared a state of emergency with people in 8 regions battling the flames. About 11,000 acres have been scored in the inferno. Hundreds of cattle have been killed. Under threat, a wildlife preserve in northern Peru, home to the bear that was the inspiration for the Paddington Bear children's books. Now the news on business. Trump's plan to ditch the Trans-Pacific Partnership may inflict some near-term pain, but window for trade in Asia-Pacific is still open. As part of a 2.5-minute video posted on YouTube Monday, Donald Trump all but drove a stake through the heart of the Trans-Pacific Partnership, or TPP. I'm going to issue a notification of intent to withdraw from the Trans-Pacific Partnership, a potential disaster for our country. Instead, we'll negotiate fair bilateral trade deals that bring jobs and industry back onto American shores. Car markets in China fret over whether a tax break propping up this year's sales will be extended. As Ryan Brooks reports, if Beijing lets its lapse, it could mean the first decline in sales for the world's largest auto market. Car markets in China sweating over a critical decision from the government whether or not to renew a tax break that's lifted a market on the verge of decline into double-digit growth. Spoked by the slowing economy, Beijing halved the sales tax on small cars last year, propelling profits up nearly 14%. But that break is set to expire in December, fueling fears of the first annual decline in sales in the world's largest car market. Benefited from the scheme, and some experts say an expiry could be a big opportunity for a segment that could grow by up to 10% in 2017. Now the news on entertainment. Comedian Ellen DeGeneres was praised by the US President for her influence on the gay rights movements as she received the country's highest civilian honor. Celebrities including Tom Hanks, Robert De Niro and Michael Jordan are also among the 21 recipients of the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Barack Obama said it was easy to forget the risk Ellen DeGeneres took to come out as gay in 1997. He said her bravery helped push our country in the direction of justice. It's easy to forget now, when we have come so far, just how much courage was required for Ellen to come out on the most public of stages almost 20 years ago, he said during the award ceremony at the White House. Actor Brad Pitt will not be charged with any crime after an investigation into allegation involving one of his children, the FBI said. The Oscar winner had been accused of mistreating son Maddox, 15, on board a private flight from France to Los Angeles. Angelina Jolie filed for divorce soon afterwards and is seeking sole custody of their 6 children. Social workers investigating the same claim cleared Pitt 2 weeks ago. The FBI said in response to allegation made following a flight carrying Mr. Brad Pitt and his children, the FBI has conducted a review of the circumstances and will not pursue further investigation. No charges have been filed in this matter. Hollywood stars Brad Pitt and Marion Cotillard attend the premiere of their latest film, Elite.
There's no easy way to say what we're about to say.
We suspect your wife is a German spy.
It's insane. If you are right, all this will be forgotten. But if she is,
You will execute her with your own hand, and if you do not comply, you'll be hanged.
For me, I mean, You know, Stephen Knight had told me this story years ago about something similar that had happened in his family history. And he talked about that time about developing it. And he did. I mean, but for me, it was specifically getting into like an old school kind of romantic thriller and seeing if we could pull it off. And here we are.
Viewers, now the news on sports. Didier Drogba will leave Montreal Impact at the end of the MLS season. The 38-year-old told reporters he had played his last home game for the club following their 3-2 win against Toronto FC in the first leg of the Eastern Conference Finals. The ex-Chelsea striker came on as a 71st minute substitute in front of a sellout crowd of 61,000. Kick-off was delayed by 30 minutes after it was discovered the 18-year boxes were too narrow. The white lines had to be repainted and fans cheered as each new line was drawn. Montreal led 3-0 after 53 minutes, but two late goals by Toronto may prove crucial in the second leg, which will be played on 3rd November. The winner will progress to the MLS Cup final in Seattle or Colorado on December 10. Sussex have appointed former Rugby Football Union director and England boy fly half Rob Andrew as chief executive. The 53-year-old, who resigned as the RFU's director of professional rugby in April, succeeds Jack Tomoji. He will begin his new role at Hove in January 2017. He has exceptional experience both playing and administering sport, which will be of great help to our cricket management delivering success, said Sussex chairman Jim May. Rangpur Raiders jumped into the top slot from the third position in point table of the 4th Bangladesh Premier League T20 with their 5th victory by 7 wickets against Khulna Titans at Johor Ahmed Chaudhry Stadium on Tuesday. Rangpur wrapped up the Chittagong phase of the 7-team tournament with 3 consecutive victories as they earlier defeated Borishal Bulls and defending champion Kumilla Victorians by 12 runs and 9 wickets respectively at the same venue. Rangpur outset Khulna by virtue of more net run rate, collecting 10 points from 6 games, having 5 wins and 1 loss. Viewers, let's have a look Millennium TV News recap. Obama awarded the 2016 Presidential Medal of Freedom. Trump keeping open mind on pulling out of climate accord. Trump departs after meeting at New York Times. Europe on alert after US travel warning. As violence escalates in Myanmar, hundreds more flee. Pro-Brexit protesters want to leave the EU. Viewers, to get any kinds of news, log in our social media, facebook.com/MillenniumTVUSA and youtube.com/MillenniumTVUSA. You are up to date with our top stories so far here on Millennium TV, and don't forget to log in www.millenniumtv.net. Thank you and stay with Millennium TV. Allah Hafiz.